Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of TYB. We are coming to you with episode 22. We got Spencer, we got Will, and we got Ryan. And we're live for us, not for you, tomorrow.
Yeah, for
but
us.
We've got a really exciting show for you here today. We're going to talk a lot of basketball, a little bit of football, surprisingly enough, here late in February. And we're going to close things out with some good old MLB discussion. Possibly not in that order. I don't have the outline directly in front of me. But that's how we're going to do it. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Yes, you do. These are your. We're running 1,000% off Ryan's notes today.
Nope,
that's true. You're right.
Ryan's got notes. Oh,
plagiarized,
and I'm
straight from my hand.
Well, I emailed you a pretty version of it.
Yeah, mine was just my thoughts down on paper. Ryan plagiarizes,
and then I'm just
he already has his diploma. Yeah, we have an outline. So
we do.
That's new.
I was gonna send it to Spence, but I didn't know whether or not to
I'm not up to snuff on my MLB. I just know
it's nothing. It's nothing in
depth. The Red Sox are bad.
That's
just Ryan crying.
That's more than you need.
Do you want to draft? Do you want to draft Red Sox players?
No, I don't. I absolutely don't. No, we're not doing that.
How early does Yoshida go?
Julio Lugo.
No, we're not doing that. But we are going to spend
Carlos Giolito?
The majority of our time today talking basketball. And I wanted to get us started with a new developing story. I guess it's already happened, but regarding the world of college basketball, where the Duke Blue Devils went on the road to face Wake Forest Demon Deacons. A lot of devilry going on in that matchup. None of which to say Wake Forest won, and they stormed the court, which is a natural response for a bunch of drunk college students. However, they got a little too close.
I think they're a dry campus.
Yeah, they got a little too close to Kyle Flapowski, though, and hurt his ankle.
Yeah, that was bad.
Poor guy. So what do we think about that? We'll start with Will.
Well, one, you sound super robotic, which is why I don't like the outline. I ain't gonna lie, but it's okay. It was my outline to begin with.
Just directing the show, man.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, good job, man. Let's stray away from it, though.
The one time,
Flapowski. Yeah, I know. Well, I was kind of wanting the outline as a guideline to follow, and then we just ad-lib through it. I didn't think you were going to read off boom, 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 boom. But you know what? We'll have it your way. We'll have a Ryan's.
Hey, it gets us into the subject, and now we freestyle.
Yeah, I'll freeball this one. Flapowski stuck out his leg. Clear and obvious. He deserved it. Plus, I have no sympathy towards Duke players anyways. Court storming is a part of the college experience, just like rushing the field. Which should also go away. Dude. No, let me finish.
You're not on a scholarship. You have no business being on the field or the court. You're not on scholarship. You're not athletic. You're a fat piece of garbage who just tackled a top 10 prospect in the NBA draft. This is insane. Why is this allowed? The game is over for all of. People were like, well, he should have known. He should have ran off the court, got out of the way. The game was over for 3 whole seconds before.
It should be.
These behemoths
just doesn't get it.
These drunk assholes are charging at these guys who have real lives and actual things going for them, unlike these drunk parents pay for their tuition losers who are just having nothing better to do than storm a court. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Did you see the clip?
The NCAA. Did you see the clip? This is so easy to just ban.
You didn't watch
just start
the clip.
Kicking people out who do this.
Spencer, I know you didn't watch the clip. No, you
didn't. I saw a top.
So you saw Flapowski stick his leg out, then
destroyed.
Right?
He should have been body slamming, dude. That's crazy. He should have been body slamming these dudes.
He stuck his leg out.
So what? He should have swung.
No one was going after him.
Sticking your leg out.
No one was going after him. They were running past him. They don't have to go
after him. They're on the court. Get them off the court.
It's the college experience. Come on.
Oh, the college
Did you have that same energy when Tech rushed the field when they beat Texas and were shoving the Texas players? Did you have that same reaction?
No, because they had malice. The issue is that Wake Forest, the students were going to their team. No one was targeting Flipowski. Go look at the clip. Go watch the video. No one was going after him. Flipowski willingly stuck his foot out. He effed around and he found out. He found out. So
it's the same thing.
Plus, I don't care. But the tech students, you've seen tech students and their hatred for Texas and their athletic program. That's different when they're actually actively throwing hands at each other. Sure, if they were doing that, then if like the Wake Forest people were trying to pick a fight with Flipowski or any of the other Blue Devils, then sure, make it for Wake Forest only. Ban it for them. Don't ban it for other schools who do it right. A good example is Texas did it right.
Doing it right.
Yeah,
it's not safe.
Well, Texas did it right the last year in the Irwin Center.
Line of, right, but we're talking about we have hundreds of people flooding a 94-foot court. This is just it's like a concert where people get trampled. It's the same thing. It's nonsense. It doesn't need to happen.
Killing tradition, man.
There's no good that comes from it. It's
killing tradition.
Nobody.
It's a great
Sports
tradition.
Center has never ranked the top 10 court rushes.
Do not downplay ESPN.
I shouldn't.
And
I shouldn't underestimate their ability
stats.
to fill content. So,
yeah. So, you're wrong, Spencer. We'll move on. Actually, this is a good time for the outline. What are you looking at, Ryan? Go ahead and guide us, baby.
Now you want the outline.
Now you want the outline. Okay, so sticking with basketball.
No, I don't like the way you do it. No, I don't like the way you do it. All right, we're gonna move on here. Speaking of basketball, see how?
Oh yeah, is that better?
You see, it does because
it's the same
because Ryan goes. Hold on, Ryan goes. So moving on, and the next topic on our outline are what we want to talk about today.
I said,
and you sound like a 1960s reporter that I just hate to listen to.
Ryan said, "Sticking with basketball." You said, "Speaking of basketball." It's the same.
No, but he was about to.
Natural born hater. My biggest stop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I have a right to hate you when you go, "Oh, I'm ready at 9:30," and decide you don't want to text me. I was in the lobby waiting.
I was ready. You didn't say anything.
Well, text me. I told you to text me. And you're like, yeah, I got you. On the phone earlier today.
This is how we felt on Saturday night when we just wanted to play video games with our best friend, and he said, "I'm doing shit."
I had people over, so suck my balls.
Could have just said that,
bro.
I did. I said I was abiding.
We're gonna do a segment today on communication, and
Ryan's the worst one because Ryan thinks the world revolves directly around him at all times.
Projecting again, Will Glover. Anyway,
speaking of basketball,
we were talking about the NBA. We're going to talk about the NBA awards.
That's
Who do you
Will's
like
rant.
for MVP,
That's my
Spence?
rant. Ryan's rant shortly.
Hold on, sorry, didn't get any of that over the bickering mom and
dad
dad in the chat.
Shut up!
Who do you like for MVP?
Who do you have your NBA? Yep.
God. Did Will just say, "Who do you like for NBA?"
MVP.
Personally, I'm a fan of the Boston Celtics, if you were asking.
Yeah, I know.
Word.
Oh, you have a Spurs poster in the background.
Who do I like for MVP? I don't know. It is. But it's got the Celtics, too.
It does.
Look, so I think we last did NBA like awards update like 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, we don't need to go too terribly deep into this. I think we're still unanimous that Jokic, if the season ended today, it's probably Jokic. Maybe maybe Ryan's leading Luka.
Yeah, it is because
so
after his last five,
Jokic.
Yeah, his last five, he's 25,
but
15,
even after last
15.
night, I got to watch Nuggets last night. Yeah, he was amazing. 30, 15, 15. So that was gross.
Did you?
But it's just kind of what he does every night.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see that clown Draymond Green talk about Jason Tatum's MVP case?
Clown.
You're gonna call him a clown, but you're gonna agree
the
with
All-Star
him?
game?
No, this was on his podcast this week. Well, he did mention that, but on his podcast this week, he was talking about his whole argument was primarily best player, but on the best team. But with Tatum, they keep moving the goalposts back, which is fair. But the way he said it and everything he described was really just backing Jokic's MVP claim more than anything. And no one's debating that Tatum's not having a great year. You know, he is. He's having a great year. He's in the conversation. Probably not going to win it this year. Does he deserve it? Maybe. But you could make a case for the top 4 MVP candidates that they deserve it. I don't think anyone can debate Jokic. I mean, he's having an insane season like he does, and we've expected from him from the past, 4 years? There's just no way around it. He is the best player in the NBA, in the entire world, and he shows it night in and night out with, honestly, shit that we have not seen before, at the very least, in a very long time. And so I don't see how anyone dethrones him this year. Maybe Luka, maybe, but the team's success isn't there for me. And I don't know if that's important to y'all or not, but I feel like my MVP should have a successful team.
I mean, the Mavs are only 6 back. Let's not downplay this.
They're
close to a 3 seed. And I've seen a lot of MVPs in the 3 seed spot.
That's fair.
Yeah, for sure. Top 4 playoff team to me, unless it's a 1 seed that's like really gapping, like the Celtics are right now in the East, the top 4 seeds to me, if you have a home playoff, if you're home in the playoffs in the first round, I kind of view you equally, unless you're a 1 seed and you're just gapping teams. But
I think Jokic has it though.
If the Mavs sneak into the top, even if the Mavs sneak into the top 6, I totally forgot. I had to remind myself about Jokic's MVP year 2 years ago. They were the 6th seed and they were, I believe, 16 games back of the Suns that year. I could not believe that when I saw that, but that's how crazy far and away the Suns were. But they didn't really have, because I was trying to make the comparison for when was the last time a 1 seed who was up by so many games, 8 games. The Celtics are up right now on the 2 seed, and their best player didn't win the MVP, but it wasn't that long ago. The Suns did it 2 years ago. They finished 8 games ahead of the 2nd seed, and they didn't have, I think Devin Booker probably finished 4th or 5th. But honestly, based off of how Jokic was that year, it was almost unanimous. I mean, he was so incredible. So Luka could do that again this year if they were in that 6-7 seed. For me, it's tough, especially now with the play-in. I mean, if you're in that 7 seed, man, you're kind of you're just right there. You're just on the bubble, and I just don't know. I mean, I feel like you have to guarantee yourself a playoff spot at the very least for me to put you in most valuable. So we'll wait and see. You said, they're only 6 games back. I think
Jokic locked it up in his last 5.
Get interesting.
So I think he has it locked at this point. What he's doing, and that team is quite literally a borderline fringe playoff team without Jokic. Just with what he does on offense alone, he really doesn't even need to be a defensive threat, and he still does okay on defense. I mean, he's not your average center by any means, but I mean, he might be the greatest offensive player we've seen since prime LeBron James. I think he is the greatest offensive player we've seen since that. And I think he keeps this up for another year or two. He's top 5 offensive player ever. If we're being honest with just the output and the efficiency that he delivers. It's second to none
for sure.
Yeah. It's really second to none. So we'll see. Luka's still got a chance. I don't think anyone else is close.
No,
you could argue SGA and Tatum, but like y'all been saying for a long time, Tatum's hurt because they have so much talent.
I could feel a narrative push though recently. There's been
there has been, but it's not going to go far.
A lot of
it's like a Nerf dart. It goes faster about the first 10 feet and then it dies out.
I would say that it could be interesting only because the Celtics have the next 7 games on ABC or ESPN or TNT.
Are you serious? They have 7 nationally televised?
7 straight. And I don't know, if there's a couple signature performances in there, and then you also have to have some fallback from some other top candidates. But if the Nuggets or the Mavs or the Thunder slip a little bit, then there's, we know how this goes. It's all about narrative, just like the Embiid Jokic thing last year. They were both well qualified, but it was a better storyline for Embiid, and he ended up taking it home.
Yeah, that's fair.
Narrative plays a huge role here.
We love
100%.
stories.
It's like when Derrick Rose won the MVP. He only won it because of narrative. So, Celtics have a tough schedule. This will be a season definer. This is Are they for real, or are they maybe a little overhyped? I think they're on an 8-game win streak, so they got Sixers, Mavs, Warriors, Cavs, Nuggets, Suns. All those are playoff teams.
You got to think about it. I didn't realize this, but they've got the Celtics as a 12.5 point favorite tomorrow against the Sixers, which I think
Maxey's not
the
playing.
Sixers have fallen. No, he's healthy.
He is healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Embiid's probably going to come back by the end of the season. So.
Yeah. Latest is they're saying that they're hopeful for him to return. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting for the future of Philly if
the process is dead.
They totally,
and Ryan is happy.
We don't know.
Ryan loves the process.
I love where the process is at.
As a Celtics fan, you do, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
5th place.
Love that it hasn't gotten anywhere. Yeah,
5th place in the East.
That's been amazing.
As a
soon to be 6th
fan,
or 7th place.
No.
As a basketball fan, it's tough to see because
I don't know. Yeah,
this is like a Moneyball type.
Basketball, yeah.
It was a Moneyball type thing, and we were hoping that it would work out. And Ben Simmons is really the one who shafted him. OKC did it right, and OKC's 2 years ahead of schedule, which is the scary part. They're number 1 in the West, and they're 2 years ahead of schedule. So have fun.
Now, one might argue that
else.
everything Daryl Morey touches turns to shit. That could be the case. Maybe it's not the process failing as much as it is the process under new management. Flailed and failed. But they did everything wrong, you know. The Ben Simmons thing, they couldn't. That sucked. Maybe they mismanaged.
You can't
Maybe
blame
they
for
didn't.
that.
No, I can blame him for bringing in Harden. I can blame him for sending away Jimmy Butler. You know, I can blame him for
Markelle Fultz either.
Butler wanted out.
Yes, you can. They got totally outclassed by the Celtics front office, and they got baited into taking Markelle and trading up for Markelle.
Yeah, but Markelle got hurt.
But he was the number one. Everybody thought Markelle was that.
I think if he never got hurt, I'm rooting for Markelle Fultz. I love him. I think he's a great player. I am glad that he's doing better now. Hopefully he figures out his shot more, et cetera.
Well, he's injured right now.
Well, general, he has been injured. Yeah, right. But I want to see him succeed. I really do. But I don't think anyone would argue that if you took him completely healthy, I don't think that he would be better than Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is clearly the best player to come out of that draft, other than Kyle Kuzma.
He wouldn't be better. Yeah.
You know.
True.
So,
Cook.
Yeah.
NBA champion. Tatum can't say that.
Is that the staggering drop off in that draft? Does it go Tatum Kuzma? I mean, we're skipping Zoe, but I know Zoe's hurt. But
oh man,
yeah, you have to skip Lonzo because Lonzo. Yeah, it's really sad.
So
he's the best
awesome.
ball brother.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He really is. In his prime, his potential prime, he'd be better than LaMelo. Yes, he's a pure point guard.
LaMelo, come on.
Him in Chicago was magic.
Lonzo played the game the right way. Lunch pail guy. You know we love our lunch pail guys. He was a perfect pass and protect guard. All defensive team, probably arguably the best playmaker in basketball when he was healthy. If we're being honest here, he could facilitate an offense almost better than anyone else. No. Yeah, and he was starting to get his shot a lot better. I don't know.
I did not have Lonzo Ball praise on my bingo card today, but good. I'm for it.
I love Lonzo Ball. I also love LeBron James. And speaking of LeBron James, did y'all see?
If I did that, he would have crucified me.
We're no better than First Take. We're no better. Here we are.
Yeah, I know. Did you see his son got bumped to 2025? LeBron James Jr.
So. He's not ready.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to get bumped to 2026. But the issue is now.
Well, we could see.
The issue is that we need to see a father. Yeah, we need to see a father-son duo in basketball. It's never been seen before. The last father-son duo was the Griffeys in the MLB. I'm pretty sure. So, I'm pretty sure it's the last father-son duo in sports.
I'm still betting on it. Yeah. I'm still betting on it. I'm betting on the infrastructure.
Maybe Curry and Tatum. I think that's a good one. Sorry,
How do you
guys.
kick somebody
You're
from
so
a car?
funny.
How do
You're
you,
so
how do you
funny.
subtract
No,
just one?
I think
You
it'll
keep Ryan
happen.
on here, just kill.
I think it'll happen even if it gets pushed to 26. LeBron, the way he takes care of his body, the way he's still playing at such a high level, he's not having that drop off that we see from guys in their late 30s, and hell, we're going to say 40. If he wants to nut out another year and play with his son, he can. And I think that I don't know when Bronny's going to declare for the draft, but I think I told Will this earlier today. I think Bronny's style of play and his entire, I don't want to say his body, but I'm going to say his body, maybe even his aura.
Yeah, you are.
It works a lot better in the NBA game than college, I think. He's a pretty decent defender. He's a great playmaker, facilitator. He's young. He's still so young. He's 18 years old?
19.
I think it's going to work well in the NBA. Obviously, he's not going to achieve the level of success that his father has, but I think that he's going to be a very serviceable player.
Yeah, because his dad was already averaging 30 at the same age. So
yeah, exactly.
His dad was. Isn't that crazy to think about? LeBron was 20, averaging 30 a game. What a joke in Cleveland.
Yeah. Now, I do think that it'll be a poor decision for him if he accepts the rumored contract.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to bring that up because you said maybe in a year
LeBron?
or two. Yeah, because you're already a billionaire. He's the first active billionaire athlete in history, and he wants 120 million for 3 years.
Don't just sign your 1-year deals and see. Just sign your 1-year deals and see.
180 million. He wants 180 million for 3 years.
He's not going to
me?
Another team, man. He's not going to another team.
The Lakers better not do it. I love LeBron. Awful decision.
In stone.
Save. Ask for 10 million a year, whatever. Dude. Pay your property taxes with that money. But for him to ask for 60 million and not want to compete for a championship or two into his age 40 and 41 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Is absolutely are you done chasing Jordan? He doesn't have it yet. He's not unanimous greatest ever. So what are we doing?
Know.
He needs 5 to really shut the conversation down. He needs 5.
Because the conversation is happening.
It is, and I'll tell you, yeah, it's really happening. I'll explain that in a minute. But if he wants to end it for undisputed Tom Brady-esque GOAT of basketball, he needs to take a massive pay cut. You're welcome. I mean, it's I could be the biggest Brady hater ever and realize that
if he wants to be a Tom Brady level GOAT, he needs 6.
I just think he needs 5 because he has every other record. So. But
that's fair too.
And what that would be his 10th NBA Finals, 10 out of 21 seasons, which is insane in itself.
It's pretty crazy.
So he's got to take a pay cut. I don't even know who's in the free agency this year, but whoever's the top free agent, the Lakers need to go after. LeBron needs to take a pay cut. You pair him up with LeBron and AD, you have a championship team right there. You make another big 3, and this NBA you have to. Really, if you want to compete against the Jokic's and the Tatums, you got to build a big 3.
I don't think that. I think with LeBron, it was probably around 2013 ish whenever he signed, because they all took a pay cut when they first got to Miami, and
yes,
then
they did.
At some point he said, I will never not be the highest paid player on my team ever again," and I kind of got it from the sense of up until that point, he never was the highest paid on his team, and he was clearly always the best player, most important player. But we've come full circle now, and it's like you've earned all you'll ever need.
Exactly.
It's
his
time
endorsements
to do the Tim Duncan and try to win a couple more.
That's the only way.
I can agree with that.
His endorsements probably 10x his earnings in the NBA right now. Think about his shoes, his like everything.
Well, if his
salary is just extra.
If we play the 2K My League here for a second, the upcoming free agents, we'll just go with unrestricted free agents. Give me guys with player options,
UFAs.
So top contract is LeBron, player option $51 million. Paul George, he's not going to jump.
He's not
talent, I don't think.
No,
$48 million. Is Paul George the most Clipper? Like,
no, Kawhi Leonard
ever?
is.
I was thinking that, but
just
I know
very
Kawhi,
quiet.
I don't know. I just think of Paul. Like when I think of the Clippers, I think of Paul George. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Well, I think of Lob City.
I think of DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I mean that too.
We can talk about the Clippers in a second
Klay
because
Thompson,
they just released new stuff.
And they're nice.
Klay Thompson, aka eighth man on a title team now because he's so cheap.
Klay Thompson on the Lakers is a great pick.
Tobias Harris at the right price. Tobias Harris, James Harden.
Harden's not moving.
Probably staying with the Clippers.
Wait, Spencer, can I interrupt you real quick?
Siakam. Yeah,
Siakam's good. Klay Thompson's perfect because every LeBron team that has won a championship had a shooter who shot. It had shooters shot over 38% from three, which Klay Thompson does, even though he hasn't recently. I think if he's out of Curry's shadow, I think it's the Curry shadow, not so much the LeBron shadow. That's a whole different thing in itself. I think if Klay Thompson gets out of that system, because you can tell he's tired of it now. I think you get him out of that and you pair him with someone like LeBron, which is a different type of point guard than Steph. I think that's a winning formula. Him, because now you get a lot more spacing too. You space it out, and Klay Thompson's still not a bad defender, even though he's a little older.
No, I think he is.
I mean, compared to
shot,
compared to your good and decent defenders, yeah. I'm just saying he's serviceable. A better defender than, I don't know, Zach Collins.
Zach Collins. Swinging door.
Zach Collins. Yeah. What does he do?
What does he do at this point?
I had to take one shot at Zach, Ryan's favorite player, by the way.
Yes.
Dang, this is the lowest shooting career year for Klay. And hey, it's still not that bad. He's still shooting 37%. But he can turn around.
He just needs to get out of Golden State. Yeah, what's he shooting?
To do it for Klay?
What's he shooting?
He's still shooting 37% from three.
The fact that is a historically bad season for him tells you how great he's been.
Yeah, it does tell you. It still tells you a lot.
So I think Klay Thompson's a perfect fit. Now that you brought him up, and then you, of course, so you gotta build a few more smaller pieces around LeBron, but you get your core, your 1 and 2, and then your 3 option in Klay, and then you just build around.
Yeah,
you keep Hachimura and Vanderbilt.
Minimum is probably like 10 million, and then they could really go out and go get Klay, and they could go get Siakam.
They can get 2.
All of a sudden, that's a crazy squad. Drew Holiday would be a free agent, and then it just gets gross. I mean, DeMar DeRozan's good.
Drew Holiday is not a bad pick.
Comeback option.
Actually, I kind of like Drew Holiday a little more than you get Drew Holiday and you get Klay Thompson instead of Siakam.
That's kind of I mean, there's players on the market this upcoming year that are definitely more than serviceable.
Drew staying with the Celtics though,
so
he probably is. After they win a ring this year, he's going to want to stay.
If they win,
and run it back.
They're going to run it back.
He's starting to hit his stride.
You have to run it back.
They'll pay whatever to keep this group together if they win. Yeah. So
they clearly showed that they paid.
We'll get to that, buddy. We're gonna get there.
How much did Jaylen Brown get again? Worst contract ever?
Like 60 mil? 4 million, I'm pretty sure. 308.
Absolutely miserable contract.
It's gonna look fine in 2 years.
Pure.
It's gonna look fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Getting out ahead.
It's gonna look. It looks fine right now. It looks fine right now.
Can't dribble.
It looks fine. There's not a bad contract in the NBA anymore because there's so many huge inflated numbers. Okay, like Jordan Poole's contract is bad. Is bad.
Here we go.
Because there's no way that dude just can't play. Like he straight up. I don't know what happened. Ass. He like invented aura in the NBA and now he's just garbage.
He sucks. He can't play basketball.
His last three games are pretty good. He dropped 30. He dropped 30 last night.
Coming off the bench.
Yeah,
coming off the bench now.
My hero. There goes my hero. Little Creed. Bet you didn't think we had Creed on the bingo card tonight.
Wow.
Creed in San Antonio in August.
We're going. There. It's August or September?
I thought it was September.
Maybe September. Those 2 months are the exact same to me.
No,
inject
one
Creed
is my
into
month
my
and
veins.
One is Will's month.
Your month's every month. Hot shot.
That's cringe.
Yeah. No, he's right.
It's all Poole's shooting 40%, 39.9%. He's putting up AI numbers. Also,
AI, yeah.
Did you see what AI said?
Isn't there?
He'd average 43 to be specific in today's NBA.
That's crazy.
I was like, he would. Prime AI would, but also he would be shooting 35% from the field. So,
and he would be the only player on his team.
Man,
yeah, and the Sixers,
this
Sixers would be 10 and 72. But congrats, you got your 43 and all NBA first team.
I think every superstar player in the league could average 40. I think every superstar player in the league could average 40 if they wanted to. The players didn't care and the coaches didn't care. But that's not winning basketball. That's why Harden's never won.
Yeah.
Right? That's why so many of these players have never won because, they're putting up amazing numbers.
Luka's 24, man. Luka's 24.
That doesn't apply to Luka yet. That doesn't apply to Luka yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
it could. It could.
It could.
But yeah, that's not a winning brand of basketball. I forget who said it. I think was it Kobe that said that about Harden? Maybe it was Kobe.
Well, Kobe needed help to win anything, so I don't really.
Well, yeah, no, but the point remains.
I don't like the tone you said that with. I don't like how you said that.
I'm just saying.
A little preachy.
Kobe needed help.
Kobe sexuals are worse than Jordan sexuals.
Speaking of Jordan sexuals, next on the outline.
Speaking of the outline, we kind of bounce back and forth.
The outline.
I did want to talk about the Jordan sexual encounter I had because it was the most insane thing I've ever heard. Where the Jordan said LeBron had help in his career, like Larry Hughes and Zildjiris Ilgauskas.
I still have the draft we did.
Big Z is not a bad player, but to compare them to Pippen and Rodman and Grant and
Larry Hughes,
Tony Kukoc,
even
Steve Kerr,
they all knew the rules. But we're talking Larry Hughes. Are you kidding me?
Eric Snow. Did Eric Snow get a shout?
An 11 point per game, 35% shooter in 2007 when they went to the finals. And you're telling me,
Larry Hughes.
I stopped talking. It was clear bait. It had to have been. No one could be that dumb. I was 6, and I remember talking to my dad, being, why are the Spurs beating the Cavs so bad? And my dad didn't know. My dad didn't really watch too much basketball before I was.
Because of Larry Hughes' son.
Yeah, because Larry Hughes sucks.
And I don't know ball or anything, but this Larry Hughes guy blows.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Absolutely. 4 minutes. Exactly 4 minutes. Since your last.
Speaking of recent bait that we've encountered when it comes to basketball talk, I don't think this was bait. I think he was seriously mentally ill. Coworker, new guy at work, said he asked me, "Are we sure Giannis isn't a bust yet?"
He is.
So
it's a good take. It's a good question to ask.
Scrawny kid from Nigeria who had no expectations.
I think Giannis is a bust.
MVP, NBA champ.
Only one championship? Are you serious?
Only one
in this NBA,
and it was
should be winning at least 4.
No.
It was okay. Well, technically, it was. We're going to talk about It's not a Mickey Mouse ring though. 2021 sucked. No one watched basketball that year. Let's be honest.
Did you see Mikal Bridges on a podcast where he said he even admitted, like, he was like, I was playing in that finals, bro. When I went back and watched it on TV, it did not look like the finals. Like, it didn't look like when the
it looked like a pickup game.
It didn't look. Yeah, he was like, and it was crazy to hear like somebody on the Suns in that finals say like it didn't look like that. It didn't feel the same, man.
Well, they were letting the fans pack in the upper bowl, and that was it.
Yeah, so they're all cheering from 100 yards away
because it couldn't get them up there. But down by
COVID
the court,
didn't travel.
You can't do that.
Yeah, COVID didn't travel above 50
down
feet.
By the court.
So, myth.
I even felt that way about last year's finals, the Nuggets and the Heat. Like, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that's just because we knew what the outcome was going to be.
Well, that was just a bad matchup,
right? But it was also like the networks on the presentation. Remember when the Celtics and the Warriors played, and it was like. You had the trophy. Yeah,
it was insane. The 2022 finals was top tier in my opinion. If we did a tier list, which we could do, We could do a tier list. Maybe do tier. Do you want to do a tier list right now?
Of
Audible NBA Finals in the last decade.
Of last decade? Yeah, we could do
Starting with 14. S tier. S tier is San Antonio. No, we'll start with the F tier. One. We'll go with the F tier. All right, we'll start with F tier.
2022.
Our criteria. 23. No, F tier.
Yeah,
23. No, I'll put that in D.
Last year is not F.
No, F is like 2021. Narrative, hype around it, and just did it go to 7? Was it filled with drama, if you may?
Okay. I think the hot take here will be the 2020 championship because
I think that's A. I think it's an A tier. I'm just
see. I thought somebody was going to be pretty high on it, and I don't know that. I don't know if I'm A tier on it.
Well,
I don't think I'm A.
I want to get to. I'll talk. Let's start with F. I will bring up why I think 2020 is an A tier. We'll go F tier first. So F tier, obviously 2021. I think there's 2 in this list. I want you to guess what y'all think my F tier final is for the other one.
So let me get the last 10 pulled up real quick.
Starting from 14. Guys, you should have this note.
And I'm back in. And I want to have them laid out so I can mark next to them. And Google shows me the 2010 finals. Great.
Okay, wait. Which year?
That was a good finals.
Which year
it was.
Which year of the Warriors Cavs was everybody on the Cavs hurt?
15 and 17, really. Kyrie and Kevin Love were both pretty banged up in the 17 finals.
But 15 was like when they were missing both Love and
okay, so 15 is going to be an F tier for me. Foregone conclusion before the
I'm going to say 15 is C tier because it was the start of the Warriors dynasty.
Because LeBron. But LeBron also in that series
LeBron carried. I would say 17 is my F tier because the potential was there, but Kyrie and Kevin Love were both super hurt. And it just was it was Kevin Durant's first final, and I was very, very upset watching that the entire time.
But I felt like
it wasn't close. It wasn't. It really wasn't.
LeBron in all of those Warriors, I can't put any of those series as anything lower than.
Do you want to put it in D?
C. I can't.
I put 17 in D,
C, man. LeBron was just magic, and we were talking about LeBron winning Finals MVP in these series as a loser, like as a losing team, still winning a Finals MVP. Like that was the conversation because that's how insane he was. So watching that from just his individual performance, like that was
I think that could bump
that
it
was
up,
cathartic
but it's just,
watching those performances.
Okay, well, fellas, at this rate, we're just going to have all these matchups in the S and A and B tier.
No, I only have 2 finals in the S tier.
21. 21 is F, like lock.
I'm going to put 2017 in D then because Kevin Durant ruined basketball for 3 seasons. Let's be honest here. And it just wasn't fun. So I'll give it a D. Okay.
Okay.
What do we have, Ryan? Do you have another D tier final you're thinking of in the last 10?
Did we put 2015?
Is that your D tier? I think 2015 is a good D tier.
2015 went to 6 games though.
Yeah, but I
don't know.
Once again, Kyrie and Kevin Love were.
And I had to watch Harrison Barnes play basketball.
I had to watch Matthew Dellavedova be their 2 option.
Finals MVP.
Yeah, the worst Finals MVP in NBA history.
No,
by far.
Fun. Not
miserable.
Fun.
Yeah, also the worst Finals MVP ever. So D tier.
Let's get to the Spurs Heat. Which of the 2 is higher? Obviously, Will's going to go with Spurs.
13 is not in the last 10, so 13's out.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh wait, does it? I mean, we could count it the last 10 because we haven't had a 2024 final.
We're in 2023. Yeah, we're in 2023.
Okay, well, so 2013 is A tier because the only thing that really made it special was Ray Allen's shot in Game 6, and then the Heat pretty much wiped in 7. So
Game 6, they pulled out the rope and it was over.
Yes, that was a good storyline.
That was crazy. That's almost S. I mean, if that's not S, what's S?
You know what? I'll put it S, and I'm going to put 2014 in A tier. Yeah, I'll swap those because I was thinking 2014 was only 5 games.
They
The
pulled out the
Spurs
rope, man.
absolutely dismantled the Heat in 2014. And
Yeah,
it was pure
close.
magic. Kawhi Leonard. So this is narrative based. This is all narrative. Kawhi Leonard becomes a star. It's the Big Three's final. It closed out the dynasty on a good note, pretty much. I know they tried again next year and didn't work out the same way, but it was really it was redemption, and so that's why I'll put it A tier.
So let's go. So we did 2013.
2013 is S.
So we'll do
2014 is A.
We did 2015.
2015 is D. 2016 is S. The
S.
greatest finals in NBA history.
Cleveland.
For every
for you.
it checked
Yeah.
every box. Absolute magic.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
That's your
Pure
absolute
masterclass.
Just being
Absolute
alive
cinema.
for that was crazy.
Yeah, 2016 was an S tier. If there's a tier above S, it's got 2016 as a year. It got to be above. It has to be above S tier.
Yeah, no.
Will couldn't drive a car yet.
I couldn't, but also in
I remember
2016,
watching this finals at Ryan's house.
yeah, I didn't.
You drove
man, I
there.
didn't know y'all back then. Sad. He did drive there.
I did drive there.
I also remember in 2016, the Cubs came back from 3-1 and broke their 108-year streak. So that's what another made
pretty
magical.
special.
But we're not talking about
Pretty
baseball right now. So yeah,
It was a good year for
2016 S.
sports.
We had 2017 in what, D tier or F tier?
That was F.
This was the 4-1.
That was
That was F. Yeah,
Warriors.
it was 4-1.
Yeah,
It was just boring. 2018,
That's
I'm going to
fair.
put in D.
C.
Simply C. I'll give it a C. Simply because LeBron James. That's the greatest LeBron James. That's the greatest basketball player in
fine.
NBA history.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
There's a 4-0 sweep in 2018. I don't know. That
Yeah, but LeBron was averaging in that
LeBron, but-
playoffs like 40,
Yeah.
12, and 10 on 2 steals and 2 blocks a game on like 60%
one,
shooting. Absolute.
And here
And,
we
and
have
of course
our
the
next
J.R.
S tier.
Smith.
Yeah,
You going to put
Legendary
2019 in S?
I am.
what?
Give me your reasoning. Tell me. Please tell me.
Kawhi
Hell
Leonard
no.
and the Toronto
That's crazy.
Raptors
It was-
riding off a buzzer beater to send them to the
Nah.
finals against.
You can't
That is
count
good.
that. That's not what we're
That's good
talking
there.
about.
No, that's a good story.
No, hold on. To send them on the unlikely expansion team, lowly Toronto Raptors, who have never won anything in the NBA. Vince Carter abandoned them. Chris Bosh abandoned them. Kawhi Leonard might not have wanted to go there, but he said, damn it, we're going to make the most of this. I'm going to show the Spurs what they're missing, and we're going to do it against the greatest dynasty in NBA history, the greatest shooters ever, one of the greatest scorers of all time, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And they did it, damn it. S tier.
I have to put
I-
it. No,
You know what,
no
Ryan?
higher
Come
than
on.
B, man.
I'm going to put it. I'm
Tears
going
his
to put it in A.
Achilles.
I'm gonna put it in
Thompson's
A.
out the whole series. Hats off to
Well,
Steph. in that
Thompson
series
played
for playing,
in
he played the first,
Thompson
like,
the
two or
first
three
three.
games, 2.5 games.
played the first
It
3.
counts.
But
That's his fault.
I mean,
I'll
but
put it in
we're
A
talking about Kevin
because I like
Durant
the way you.
going down. No, man.
I like the way Ryan
That wasn't
presented it, though. I like the way
Yeah,
he
I
presented
get it. I mean, it was
Because-
cool for Toronto and somebody else to be in it, but you know,
Kawhi doing that though by himself, going through those. I mean, he went through a
He had
ton
Marc
of teams.
Gasol.
He had Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry was still a great point guard at the time.
Yeah, he was.
yeah. I just hate
but
to. I hate to be
the
that
fact
guy.
that he did that, I was like, man, Spurs had something. We could have. Spurs could have won in 19. I think they had a better supporting cast than Toronto did, and we saw what Kawhi did in 17 when the Spurs went up 25 in Game 1 before Zaza pretty much took down the Spurs dynasty by himself. But we say that, and if that doesn't happen, then Victor Wembanyama is not a Spur. So
And we don't know where that goes.
and
yet.
is it worth it?
he would be a Piston.
Whoa.
That would
That
be bad for him.
sucks. That sucks. I bet he's glad. He's San Antonio or Detroit. Which one do you want? Obviously, we were going to say San Antonio, but
like
okay.
San
So
Antonio.
I have 19 in A tier. Spencer is B. Ryan's S. So we're gonna
Be.
put it in A since that's the middle. That's the middle ground. Okay.
2020.
2020
Bubble,
is
COVID, life
is
changing.
S tier.
Season canceled.
It's S tier.
Hell no. No, it's not.
I'm gonna give it an
I
A.
think-
Bubble, Disney.
You're gonna give it an A. That's fair.
Disney.
It was the hardest.
Yeah,
Every
it's-
player said this too. It was the hardest. It was the hardest
It's
championship. And I went back on it. They were in Florida, isolated for 3 months. That's nuts. The psychological stuff that does to you.
Being in Florida
Is-
for 3 months.
Being at Disney World
I've
for
been
3
in
months.
Texas for a
That's
long
gotta suck. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
don't
why
know,
we're
man.
insane. Okay, so we can.
know.
I'll agree with Ryan. It's A. It's high A tier. Maybe not good enough to put it in S because
It's like
the
soft
Heat.
B.
It was the depleted Heat. To be fair, it was Jimmy
Like from
Butler.
a basketball perspective, it was just whatever. Like
If COVID didn't happen, this final would have been C tier. But the storyline, the season
that's kind of
pauses
what I'm saying.
for 4 months.
Basketball was
no,
mid.
but you gotta include narrative. You have to include the storyline behind
It's part
it.
of it. Yeah, it's part of it.
I'll put it A.
I'm also just down because I was so in on the Celtics that season. I thought that was it. I thought they were going to be.
They
and-
were
and then
until who was it?
crushed.
Who,
that was
who
a
shot that shot at the
crushing
last
finals, Eastern
second?
Finals.
Oh,
Wasn't
that's
that the
right.
Butler?
That's right. They were in the Eastern Conference. I forgot about that. Yeah. Unironically, the Heat and the Celtics continued their rivalry, even though no one from either team in the early 2000s were on the same. I think that's cool. That's a good rivalry to have.
Yeah.
That and the Warriors, of course, which we're going to go on next because we already agreed 2021 was by far the worst finals we've seen.
2021 was mid.
2022,
S.
Terrible.
I got to put a damn near close S tier,
It's
honestly.
S.
Curry did it by
I
himself.
put it A.
You're going to put it A? I think I'm going to put it A.
I got it A.
I don't think I can
A's
compare it to
fine.
13 and 16. But I can.
But
It's
it was
pretty
pretty
close.
electric.
Yeah, I mean, just the presentation of it, like you said earlier, was fantastic.
That
the
matters.
storyline.
I mean, that's literally the networks telling you how much stock they're putting into it. Like the scoreboard for last year's finals for the Heat Nuggets, it was the same regular season scoreboard. There was nothing fancy on the court. There was no trophies. There was no there was no fancy commercials all going on during the week, during the sports broadcasting. There was nothing, no flavor. Like people just knew like this is probably the Nuggets, maybe the Heat steal a game or two. They did. Congrats. But it was just kind of flavorless. I just thought like there's no excitement, but the Celtics Warriors, two of the biggest brands in the sport, two of the most exciting cores in the sport. You had the
old and the new.
Older and the new.
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
old.
always a
They
good
were-
storyline.
They're old.
Yeah, I mean they were kind of towards the end there. But yeah, that was peak. And getting together to watch those every single night was just
that was fun. I saw a video.
so crazy.
Remember
man.
that video of of Mike saying, he was like, listen, I hate LeBron. And we're like, okay. I'll send you that video is so funny. I saw that a few days
Mike
ago.
petting the dog.
Yeah.
Mike in a Celtics jersey.
That was
peak.
good. Yeah. So I guess that could play into our storyline too. That was
Yeah,
our
it was a lot
first
of fun.
Aw,
personally.
that was Thank You Bros first finals series that we ever watched together.
Yeah, it
Touching.
was.
We didn't watch last year
Little
because
did we know.
Ryan absolutely threw. But
I lived in another city.
2024,
Boston.
we will be watching the Celtics and
Nuggets.
who do I want here?
That could be
Probably
an
the
S tier.
Nuggets. Could
I have
be.
an idea that I'm going to say on
Celtics
air.
Lakers might be S tier.
That would be
That
fun.
would be S.
We could do live reactions to the NBA Finals.
We could.
They could.
We got some
That
time
could
to
be
think
fun.
about that one though. It's only February. I would need a few months to figure out how that would even work.
That
Are you
would
saying
be-
It'd be
stream
Twitch
it?
or YouTube?
Are you saying
live
streaming it?
stream?
Okay,
Stream it.
you are saying stream it. Okay, it'd be YouTube.
I think a pregame thing would be better because I think people are watching the game.
Yeah,
but we could do like a
I don't-
pregame or like a postgame reaction thing. That could
we
be
could
fun.
do
That would
There's
be
something-
fun.
maybe
So
a little
there's some room
pregame,
there.
but I also would maybe just one game, maybe one game. Not obviously not all of them.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
think about it.
Depends what the audience wants.
A closeout game.
What,
The
yeah,
TYB
sound
audience
off
will
in the
speak.
comments. All right, we got one more. We got one more finals. 2023. We already talked about flavors. I'm going to put it D tier simply because it was Jokic's first, the greatest player in basketball.
I'm gonna give it a
won his
C
first.
because of the same reason.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'll side with you on that. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. I knew who was going to win going into it.
Yeah, but big
The
moments
Celtics
for Jokic.
would have been 7 games if the Celtics
Yep.
made it. I still think the Nuggets are insane last year.
It was one of those finals where I watched every game, but I didn't feel compelled to watch every minute. I was kind of in and out of it. I was
Yeah,
flow.
It was
exactly.
on. It
I
was
go
Clash
back-
of Clans every now and then.
Ooh,
Maybe
that's
some
a good
video
idea.
games.
I'm spending more time like live tweeting than like
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
locking
Not
in. I'm
invested
like,
because there
okay,
weren't
yeah.
really any close games. They're all blowouts.
No,
but
there's a lot of blowouts back.
narrative was good. I appreciated Jokic winning his first. I think it was a good
Yeah.
storyline. Plus, Denver had never won, and Denver's been around.
and they kept that group together for so long that it to see
Yeah.
that finally pay off. Was
They did a
really
good
cool.
job.
So
hats off to management for that one. So we didn't have any B tier. I'm looking at. I
put
compiled
19
our
in B.
list. You did put 19. Okay,
I put 19 in
19's
B.
like high B, low A. Then I think Ryan's
That's
reasoning. Ryan painted me a good picture where I felt compelled to put it in A tier, but
Thank you, bro.
A B. Yeah, so that
But
was
that's a
good.
good outline on the last 10 years. We know what the peak is, and we know what the gutter is.
Yeah,
and everything
so
else is
hopefully
just
we can
kinda-
get another A tier final. Depends on the matchup. I'll tell you, a D tier final would be the Bucks playing the Timberwolves. Probably an F tier final, honestly.
Yeah, no history.
That would be miserable. It would be two
Nothing
Midwest. It would be
exciting.
two Northern teams. That would be a miserable watch. Karl Anthony Towns shot chucking
Giannis?
in the NBA Finals would be the worst thing I've probably ever seen.
Cold and dark.
God bless Giannis. That would be. He's one of the most boring players to watch from like a just.
Yeah, 'cause he just drives
he's run
and
and
dunks.
dunk. I mean,
A
good for him.
closeout,
It's effective, and he's one of the best. But watching that against a
It
not
sucks.
very exciting Timberwolves team, and I
Can
love
you-
Ant. I
Can
do,
you
but
Can you imagine
love
Gobert
Ant.
winning Finals MVP?
Can you imagine all of that happening in the Target Center?
Ugh.
Yeah,
God.
And the Pfizer
miserable.
Forum again. Not
Ugh.
again. Not again.
Again.
Can't have it happen twice. So
Yeah,
that
we
would be
don't
F
want
tier.
that. No.
And of course A tier would be Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Nuggets.
Celtics Thunder is a great jersey matchup. Very, very, very good.
What are we
colors
thinking
on them.
Celtics Mavs? What would that be? Potentially.
I'm a big fan.
Kyrie
of
and
that.
Luca.
I love
Kyrie
when
comes
they
back to
play.
the finals. That could be something. Grant Williams is no longer there though, so it doesn't mean as much.
Yeah, but Kyrie's
It just
Dude,
means
that would be bad because Grant would have a moment where he hits like 3 straight threes or like hits 2 free throws and then like makes it like goes crazy.
he makes both.
and that would get in somebody's head on the Celtics.
I
They
wish
just
he
know
did
it.
make both.
It would piss
Yeah, so
Tatum off,
we
and
all
Tatum
know.
wouldn't be able to, because they're best
Yeah,
friends.
he
and
would
you would
just
just
He'd
be
be
see
so
tunnel
rattled.
pissed.
vision.
He'd be rattled.
Yeah, tunnel
Yeah.
vision. He wouldn't pass the rest of the game. It would be bad. So,
Watching your
it's good that
dipshit
Grant's
best
gone.
friend sink 2 huge shots against your team in the biggest
Absolutely
stage.
devastating.
Yeah.
Absolutely devastating. All
Pretty
right.
miserable.
So yeah, there's you know what? Boom. Found a segment to put on YouTube. Finally. We did good, guys. We did
Yeah,
good.
that's
Clap
this
at us.
is like 10, 12 minutes
did
for
it.
YouTube.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless you,
That's
YouTube.
good. That'll go up later in the week. Before we close it out, Ryan has a rant he would like to share. He's been waiting for this one.
Oh,
he had it
man.
prepared. I think he had it written down.
I do have it prepared. I wrote some notes. But
All right. I'm
Ladies and gentlemen,
eager to hear this one.
it's been a few weeks since we've done one of yours truly, Ryan's rants. And I think I've done this before. I think this might be the most ranted on team for us, but it is going out to the Boston Red Sox, specifically the Boston Red Sox offseason debacle, specifically the Boston Red Sox's pitching. You look at the roster, you look at the rotation, you look at the bullpen. There's not a lot to get excited about. I don't know if you're going to pop for Cutter Crawford. I personally am not. But you just look
Yeah,
at it, there
no.
leaves a lot to be desired. And then you hear rumblings, especially today, it looks like the Red Sox are going to end up potentially signing Jordan Montgomery, which I'm excited about. He's in his early
Nope.
30s, very
It's
good
not happening.
pitcher. We can get him for 4 years. We can get him for 4 years,
Cardinals
100
legend.
million. Okay, but if you're the Red Sox, you're looking at Jordan Montgomery. He's your best bet right now. he is going to make things interesting.
100%.
He's going to get you some wins. Because what are you going to do? You don't have pitching now. You signed 2 relievers who can't pitch this year, and you're hoping that that's going to do something for you next year, but you're not getting any starting pitching this year. There's no upside in the rotation. There's no veteran pitching, and you need both in order to have any amount of success. If you weren't going to get pitching this winter, when are you going to get it? When? Because next year you can go get Scherzer, who's going to be in his 40s, or you can go get Garrett Cole on a shitty contract, who's going to be in his late 30s.
Cole's not going to opt out, though. Cole's not opting out.
Okay,
there's no way.
It's Ryan's rants. You let it happen.
Sorry.
It's Ryan's rants. You let it happen. Just let it happen. Okay, you can show and tell after. Anyway, where was I? Okay, or you can spend a decent amount of money on a 30-something. I think Jordan Montgomery's 30, 31. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Look, there is no pitching in the Red Sox system. No young guys, no veteran presence, nothing in the minor leagues, nothing in the farm system. So if you're not going to sign pitching, where are you going to get it? Because you can't trade for pitching. You have no assets to trade for pitching. And if you do it in the draft, that means you're 5 years away. And we've had pitching problems for the past 4 years. So then you're looking at 9 years with pitching issues. And what the hell are you doing? You're looking at your lineup that has bats on it. You have bats. You can hit the ball. And you can't pitch to save your life. That's why you lost the majority of games last season, because you would score 9 runs and your opponent would score 12 or 15 or 27. Hello, Blue Jays. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And so you're already finished. Nothing has happened this offseason. You've done absolutely nothing. You are setting your team up for failure. John Henry, please sell the team.
Whoa! Chat, is this real?
Thank you for listening to Ryan's rant
on this one. 57:55. Okay, here we go.
And then I also left a note.
All right,
Spencer, any comments?
I have comments.
I'd like to leave a comment. All of my F-bombs today were unintentional. Ryan, that was very intentional.
That one was written down.
That's number 3 on the day. I need a swear jar.
That one was written down. That one was written down. That was in the Bible.
That one made the notes.
It was scripture.
That one made the notes.
Nice.
Yeah, well, so swear jar for y'all, $1 per swear.
Comments are I agree.
There you go. Good job.
No notes. Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the Cardinals have the same problem, so I'll
I might pop for Cutter Crawford.
I wouldn't.
Show me something.
But good for you.
I will for Masataka Yoshida, who's been getting
Yoshida's
catching
overrated.
Strays.
He's overrated.
Okay, that's fair. That's
He's
fine.
I
mean, the strays are deserved.
We gotta see it.
He's not Ichiro, but you know what I will say though, I like Brian Bello. We'll see what happens.
I like Tanner Houck.
Y'all got a lot of pain headed y'all's way if you're going to rely on Brian Bello.
Marcelo Meyer. I know there's something in you who can come out. There's something in you. People thought you were the best player in the draft. There is something in there.
No,
the worst problem is that the Red Sox have by far one of the worst rosters in the American League, and they got to play the 100+ win Orioles, the 100+ win Rays, the 90+ win Yankees. And who else am I missing here? What's that third team? The Blue Jays, the 90+ win Blue Jays. All 4 great teams.
It's over. I mean, season's already over.
65 wins at most.
It's already over.
If I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah, we're not winning. Yeah, we may not win 70. The Yankees, real quick. The MLB does their official ranking of players, and I tweeted because they have 3 in the top 10. Soto, Cole.
Why don't you let me see what you
Judge.
tweet, man?
And I just made a point, and I was like, they have 3 of the top 10 players, and I don't think they're going to finish above third in the AL East. So just like if the Red Sox were ever going to not be competitive, now's probably a good time because it's hard to compete in the AL East. Like, good luck. It is a bloodbath. And so if you're going to find a silver lining, if you're a team just punting on multiple seasons at a time, it's like, okay, it's never been harder to compete in this division. So there you go.
The lack of effort is gross, though. I want to throw up just thinking.
That's
fair. It's ridiculous.
I want them to try, but
they're really it's a huge middle finger to the fans, though, because everything they're saying, we're going full throttle this offseason. Thanks, Red Sox. Great edge.
Anything.
Great edge. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to go all in. Still waiting.
Well, the Cardinals signed Brandon Crawford.
Is it in yet? Because I can't feel it. Is it in? I can't feel it.
I don't think I can. I'm going to put a question mark around that comment. I'm not sure if that.
They said they're going all in, and I don't know if they're even in a little bit.
I don't think that's acceptable.
I am waiting.
I don't think I can.
For them to go put that in deeper. Are you going to go deeper?
Stop,
are you going to keep?
Stop. That's like 20 seconds.
It's a valid.
Guys, I'm going to put like a comment before you go on that. Please skip to 1 hour and 1 minute and 33 seconds.
I don't know why you're wanting to skip it. I thought it was fine. It's a good question to ask. I mean, Ryan.
Y'all make my job.
What?
So hard.
I can't feel it.
Right?
You feel something.
I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
You're gonna feel Juan Soto taking every single pitch yard at Fenway. It's gonna be glorious. Juan Soto's gonna have 60 bombs this year.
He is.
Him and Aaron Judge are going to combine for 100+, guaranteed.
Can we bet on that on Prize Picks? Is that like a MLB season? Aaron Judge wish we plus could. Soto.
I might just not watch baseball this year. Plus, I've thought a lot about it.
The Dodgers won it, so who cares?
It's going to be tough to justify.
I say that every year.
MLB TV this year. It's going to be tough.
I already bought it. It renewed. I didn't even have a say.
Happens.
Oh yikes! But I think that probably happened.
MLB TV, they have a recap every year, and I can't find mine anymore. If I find it, I'll bring it up next episode. It was you watched 120 games. Your record while watching it, it was like 50 and 70. I was like,
oh wow, for your team, like they do that. Like
I watched the Cardinals. I watched 120 Cardinals games, and their record when I watched was like 50 and 70. I mean, pure misery. It was so bad last year.
that's tough.
I need that for NBA TV. That's a good idea.
That would be. It would be the Spurs. It would be your record watching the Spurs 10 and 72 or whatever it's going to be.
There you go.
Bad.
So I mean, there is no winning in the Glover household right now, in terms of sports. Let's see if I can find it. I probably can't. It's so deep in my emails. Oh, here it is.
It's
no way. What? I found it right. All right. So you streamed 190 games. You watched 29,000 minutes.
Share your screen.
The Cardinals viewing record 60 and 74. I watched every team. Yeah. No,
that would be.
I watched 28 teams, which means I didn't watch the Athletics, and I probably didn't watch the White Sox because two most unfun teams in baseball. And I am the top 1% of overall viewers and Cardinals fans. There you go. And I had to watch 74 losses with the Cardinals. Awesome. Thank you, St. Louis, for another fantastic, painful season. It just gets worse. So I don't think it can get worse. For it can get worse for y'all. Y'all are about to see rock bottom. But for me, I think rock bottom was last year. So
we have Tyler O'Neill, though.
The season is so over. You do. And you're going to get 20 games, and 10 of them are going to be fantastic.
You know what, though? Today in spring training, we won on a walk-off wild pitch, and I think that is great.
Wow. There you go. That's something for sure.
Kill me.
Yeah, that's something.
Wow.
Spring training champs. Congrats. You're on your way. Cardinals were spring training champs last year. True story. So anything's possible.
Possible.
Yeah, so I think that's a good stopping point. We had some other things.
I think so.
It's too late. I got 3 tests tomorrow. So I got my work cut out for me.
So you can just say that. You can communicate that with us, and then we understand.
Brian, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
No,
I'm actually
bro.
You're number 1 on the list.
No,
you're number 1 on the list.
I know I'm number 1 on the list. I am the list.
I'm going to move you. I'm going to put Evan over you now, since you said that.
Why would you do that? Seriously, don't do that.
Stop. I like how you want to be number one on this list. I think that's wild. But anyways, bro wants to be number one in everything. That's cool.
Because I'm the best.
So yeah.
All right.
I'll close this out. I think. I don't really have much to say. Thanks for watching another episode of the Thank You Bro podcast. I've been your host and your editor, Will Glover, alongside with my other host and analyst, Spencer Galway, and my other host.
Can I be the analyst?
And my website developer and sports article writer. Spencer's also a sports article writer, but Ryan as well. Ryan Galway. Soon. As soon as we swallow the
as soon as y'all give
big
me money
payment we got to pay. Yeah, so the big payment that we have coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I got paid. So
I think payday is coming, boys. I think payday is coming.
Prize picks hits like crack.
God.
Oh, God.
That's why
we can't call
that's why there's
picks.
no website, because we keep losing
like
all
crack.
of our money.
We can't call that payday.
It's payday, boys. It's always payday. Fiddle gets paid.
It's a lock.
So, with that being said, appreciate y'all sticking with us. Sorry about last week. That was completely on me. Well, it was really on Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what we're using. Riverside, fix your stuff. I would love to be sponsored by y'all, but not right now. Y'all got to fix your stuff.
10% chance that I'm like not sure this is going to come out well. I'm a little bit scarred.
Well, I have 2 recordings now, so we'll see. It's half. Then we're screwed. So that'll be tough. That'll be a tough swallow.
Because this was a great episode.
It was a fantastic episode. I'm very scared, honestly, and I might upload it anyways. Trembling. I might upload it anyways and just tell the viewers to watch it on YouTube instead of listen to it on Spotify, because you're gonna have to watch it if you got to listen to this audio. So yeah, tough cookies. Anyways, guys, appreciate it. Go follow us on social media. All the links are in the bio. And with that being said, we will see y'all next week, hopefully. So who knows? I for sure don't know. Who knows?